Why Cresma? And what has Cresma got to offer in the renewable energy sector? Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for an insight into Cresma. So opening remarks by the President. So please welcome Mr. Ramesh Shivana, President, Cresma.
Mr. P. Ravi Kumar, Additional Chief Secretary. Mr. Pankaj Kumar Pandey, Managing Director, BESCOM. Mr. B.V. Balram, Managing Director, Credle. My esteemed colleague, dear members of Cresma, office bearers, members from press and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Karnataka Renewable Energy Systems Manufacturer Association and my own, I extend a warm and cordial welcome to all of you. Power generation from renewable sources is in the rise in India. With the share of renewable energy in the country, total energy mix rising from 7.8% in financial year 2008 to 12% in financial 2013. India has about 28 gigawatt of installed renewable energy capacity as on 31st March 2013. Wind accounts, of course, 68% of the capacity, with installed capacity of 19 gigawatt, making India the world's fifth largest wind energy producer. Small hydro 3.6 gigawatt, bioenergy 3.6 gigawatt, and solar energy 1.7 gigawatt constitutes the remaining all capacity in the renewable energy. Although the share of the renewable energy in the generation mix has been rising over the years, India still has large untapped renewable energy potential. The Government of India has set a renewable energy capacity addition target of 29.8 gigawatt for the 12th financial year plan, taking the total renewable capacity to almost 55 gigawatt by the end of the financial year 2017. This includes 15 gigawatt from wind, 10 gigawatt from solar, 2.7 gigawatts from biomass, and 2.1 gigawatt from small hydro. Investment in renewable energy is expected to almost quadruple to 3,186 billion rupees in the 12th year plan, implying average annual investment of nearly 640 billion. We are happy to note Karnataka is substantially contributing to the national renewable energy achievements by way of wind, hydro, and biomass cogeneration. We cannot forget to mention Karnataka was the first state to have the power generation, the first city to experience the electricity in India is from the Karnataka. Karnataka is also rich in solar resources, and as Karnataka policy already mentioned, the solar energy will complement and conventional source of energy in large way. Karnataka blessed with more than 300 days of sunny days with good radiation. Sir, we are also proud that Karnataka was the first southern state to notify its solar policy in 2011 and also was first state to commission utility scale solar power plant in India. Indeed, all of us agree the solar thermal water heating made the Bangalore as a solar city of India in last decade. This was joint contribution by government policy and many manufacturing companies available in this room. The Bangalore was hub of manufacture for the solar water heaters. The public sectors like BHEL, BL, based in Bangalore, initiated the solar PV era and produced many expertise to the country. Today, emerging as, again, leading PV manufacturing hub in the solar PV segment by producing almost 25% of the present country production. It was my personal experience. The knowledge resource from Karnataka played a key role in the success of Asia's biggest park in Gujarat during 2011 and 12. The group of manufacturers, integrators found the need of an hour to synchronize the speed of the renewable industry growth. The KRESMA platform has been created with an objective to promote renewable energy technologies, effectively implement the national programs on renewable energy sector to ensure quality, reliability, and performance of the goods produced among us, to promote clean tech energy, to build a harmony among all the manufacturers. We are happy to quote, this association is just born baby, but as a cap in the feather and achieved the following in the interest of the renewable energy industry growth. Government of India decided to shift the DJSND Bangalore regional office to Hyderabad. KRESMA was instrumental in retaining the DJSND regional office in Bangalore itself. Association was just formed that time, and even we did not have started a membership drive. We had to pay even legal fee more than 1 lakh that time, and we could manage to arrange in no time. In the recent DJSND tenders, we found irregularities in the technical specification and recalled the tender twice. KRESMA represented in New Delhi and created a fair technical specification for the requirement to go through. We are happy to mention CREDL was invited KRESMA for the technical committee to new policy preparation recently, and we were part of the committee and contributed to the current solar policy, wind policy, hydra policy, biomass energy, and so on. We also represented KERC and given our inputs for the Regulation Commission for the recent amendments. We strongly believe, along with our efforts, government role is very important for promoting the renewable energy industry, especially the state government plays a key role. I also take this opportunity to submit Mr. Ravi Kumar P, Additional Chief Secretary, to involve and have a frequent interaction with the KRESMA in all the policy-related activity and pre-budget and so on. Having said this, we have a few observations to mention before you, sir. Assessment of solar potential is about 20 gigawatts in the state. Considering all the fact of waste land availability, evacuation infrastructure, the state policy is estimated for 10 gigawatt of potential. Karnataka has the potential to evolve as the solar generation hub in India due to a host of factors. But so far, we have not seen state progress is at the rate at which we could have been completed. The state policy speaks about 2,000 megawatt by 2021. Looking at the speed at which industry is catching up and the investors' zeal in investment in this domain, the goal looks very small. We believe it needs to be revised and works toward achieving more speed. The total solar PV power installed capacity in the country is 2,200 megawatt as of January 2014. Out of that, Karnataka contributes less than 35 megawatt. We welcome your policy for the encouraging rooftop generation and technologies. We are happy to note in the policy you also mentioned the state have best technology manufacturers in the country and wish to encourage the local manufacturers. But we wish to know how government is protecting the manufacturers and small-scale industries from Karnataka to participate in these programs. As per the policy, it is proposed to achieve the grid-connected utility solar power plant of about 1,600 megawatt, but the policy does not speak about domestic components to encourage Indian manufacturers. It is proposed to achieve 400 megawatt of rooftop and off-grid. Can you elaborate the plans to achieve this program, and do you have a plans to protect the interest of the manufacturer from the state for this program? The policy also speaks about promoting R&D innovations and skill developments. What are the programs in this line? Under REC mechanism, we find 295 megawatt across India has been installed. In this, Karnataka contributes 0 in the solar REC. State has a potential for the wind power generation, but wind developers are suffering because of the land procurement challenges, environment and forest clearances. State is not addressing this issue. State has high potential in biofuel, biomass, waste to energy, but the state is delaying to address the challenges in the sector. With these few observations, I once again welcome all of you. Thank you very much.
Karnataka as solar generation hub. Well, ladies and gentlemen, CRESMA promises quality, reliability, performance, promotion. ಸರ್ಕಾರ ತೋರುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ಬೆಂಬಲದ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ CRESMA. And in this context, we look forward to Government of Karnataka's guidance, support.